Welcome to Community Checkup for the month of June. What an exciting time. And we are here at one of our favorite spots, I think.
Yes, Adventure Science Center, which is the Adventure Science Center, Cumberland Science Museum when I was growing up.
Same.
It's such a wonderful place to come and play. They have activities now. We're going to see a new spot for children 5 and under. So opening up new play spaces for the younger ones. And then we even find out about the Waylate play date so adults can come here and have fun too.
Oh, and get this, guys, they're going to have bees coming in that will be here for you to experience and learn more about the pollinators. I'd have to say something that is all noticeable. If you're driving down the interstate and you see the pyramid, you know that you're close to the Adventure Science Center. So as Missy said, we're going to head inside and explore what you can explore when you come out to the Adventure Science Center next. Not only that, we have another special guest with us today.
Ben Utecht, we had a chance to sit down with him for a few minutes. He was in town for, he was speaking at the City Current breakfast a few weeks ago. And Ben, Super Bowl football player. And I mean, just the role that he has taken on as a leader for the team when he played with the Colts. He played behind Peyton Manning, who is a Tennessee favorite. And, you know, just learning about his leadership style and having that little chat with him was extra special.
And he also has a little insight on how you can be a great leader where you are. So a lot in store for you here today on Community Checkup. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Being in Tennessee, we wanted to try to keep it as local as possible, so we have an entire section of our menu that is just dedicated to local whiskeys like Uncle Nearest, Jack Daniels, of course, George Dickel, Nelson Brothers, Greenbrier Whiskey, and all of our taps are all local. From 2 o'clock until midnight, we've got food every day for you guys. A good handful of appetizers, some entrees, and a couple salads and things like that. My name is Ethan Kanata. Please come down and see us at the Pick Lobby Bar here at the Omni in Nashville.
Welcome back to the Adventure Science Center. We have a new space to highlight for you today here at Community Checkup. We are so lucky to have Morgan Renberg sit down with us once again. He is the Vice President of Exhibits and Experiences. First off, thanks for being here. Thanks for letting us be here.
Absolutely. Welcome to Early Explorations, our new space for learners 5 and under and their families.
Early Exploration. This is a really cool space.
Yes.
It's my favorite thing that we've worked on in years. You look around and there's just color and fun and things to do everywhere you look. And it makes me wish that I was 4 or 5 years old again.
Doesn't it though? What all will this offer for those coming in here for the kids?
Yeah, Early Explorations is like a miniature version of the Science Center. They'll find 4 different areas, one around wildlife and the outdoors, one around engineering and physics, one around space exploration and astronomy, and then healthcare and medicine. And so it's like a small version of the Science Center where they can come and have a great time. And then as they grow, they'll age up into the full Science Center where they'll find grown-up versions of all these experiences throughout the building.
Love it. This is so exciting. All of the spaces here, it seems like the museum has gone through so much transformation in the past couple of years.
Yeah, we're really working hard to bring new experiences to Nashville. We're looking one by one at all the spaces in the building, and we felt that an offering for our youngest visitors was really at the top of the list of things that we needed to work on, and I'm very happy to say that I think we've knocked it out of the park with this. And if you have a young kid and are coming here, I think you're going to have an unforgettable experience.
Yes, and the Science Center has changed so much. When I was a child, it was Cumberland Science Museum, and it was very much a look, don't touch. This space defies all of that.
Yes, it's touch, touch, touch everywhere you look. And in fact, one of the things we're really excited about in this space is that it's 100% screen-free. So we all know that kids come to the Science Center to get away from their iPad, to get off the TV, and here you're going to come and it's all hands-on learning, things to do physically, things to talk about with your grown-up, and it's really going to be a whole different experience than you could have anywhere else.
And they even get to play dress up.
Oh yes, you can dress up as an astronaut, as a doctor, as a construction worker, and then try your hands at some of those grown-up skills and think about what you might want to be when you grow up.
have to ask, did you bring in little test subjects to see what they thought?
Yes, we have. We have brought in tons of little kids to try things out and made some changes based on what we learned, and the overall experience has just been fabulous. So I'm so excited that people can finally come in with a general admission ticket and experience it for themselves.
That is terrific. What else is offered to that younger generation?
We have a whole range of programming for our youngest kids. So we have this amazing new space. Every Monday morning at 9:30, we have an Early Explorers story time where you can come read a story with one of our science educators and then do a little hands-on craft that goes with that. And then we just launched a brand new planetarium show for our preschool audience called The Stellars Mission Green, where a team of aliens comes to Earth and discovers the amazing biodiversity of Earth and what makes that all possible.
That's incredible.
That's exciting. So there's also a couple of new exhibits upstairs that we're going to take a look at. The new bee exhibit and solar. With the bee exhibit, I know we've had bees here at the Science Center in the past, but that it's a whole new experience up there.
That's right. We've taken it beyond just bees and taken it all the way up to look at all of our pollinator friends in the environment. Pollinators really form the foundation of our ecosystem. We wouldn't have the amazing fruits and vegetables, the beautiful flowers, if it wasn't for pollinators. And so we partnered with TDOT to look at what the impact on littering and just environmental damage has on our pollinator ecosystem. So you'll be able to learn some things you can plant in your own garden. You'll be able to learn how bees communicate. You'll be able to see the amazing diversity of pollinators through actual specimens lent to us by MTSU. And so it's a little bit older than the space we're in now, but it's just an amazing way to get a different view of the world, and then you can still see our live beehive and watch those bees flying in and out as they go pollinate flowers across Fort Negley.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic. What else is in the works here at the Adventure Science Center right now? You guys are always coming up with something new.
Yes, we've got a lot of amazing stuff in the offing. We've got some upgrades coming to our Fossil Frontiers Paleontology exhibition this summer. You'll see some new fossils and an amazing new hands-on experience that I can't wait for people to experience later this year. And then we're continuing to make progress throughout the rest of the building, as well as doubling down on some of our awesome events for adults.
As I look around, I have to, coming back to the space that we're in now, what went into the design of this and who was behind it?
Yeah, we have an amazing team of designers and builders here at the Science Center that work together to produce this. Everything you see around us is stuff that was created right here in Nashville. And so we really looked at the experiences that people have throughout the Science Center and wondered, okay, how do we scale that down to a level that's approachable if you're 2 or 3, just learning to walk, just learning to talk, but you still want to have that same experience that the big kids have. And we tried to match that to each of these spaces.
Just curious on that. And I know right now you're in the middle of summer camp. For those who missed their chance to have their little one at summer camp here at the Adventure Science Center this year, how do they look ahead to make sure they get a spot next year?
Yes, we have amazing camps throughout the year. We'll have camps on fall break, winter break, and spring break on the MNPS schedule, as well as a few individual holidays. You, of course, can look at our website, adventuresci.org, and we'll be posting openings for fall break camp relatively soon.
Sweet, okay.
That sounds great. So, Morgan, thank you so much for taking time to be with us today and share all of these wonderful exhibits.
Can't wait for y'all to come back and see what we're working on.
For anyone out there, this is really an all-age thing, the little ones, adults, just a great experience for all of us. But there is an event coming up in August, is that correct, for adults?
Yes, August 8th, we have our next Way Late Play Date. It's an adult event where you can come, enjoy a cocktail, explore the building. This one's Jurassic Park themed. So playing into some of those changes we're making in our paleontology exhibition, you'll be able to be your own little paleontologist or big paleontologist as you explore the building and have a great evening of activities and drinks and food to enjoy with your friends.
Missy, we need to come to that one.
That sounds like fun.
Check out the Adventure Science Center website for all the details of what's happening here at the center. It's such an exciting visit. I don't care when you come. Morgan, again, thank you. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
My name name is Royce, Bellman and Omni Hotel. Please come and see us.
Dental and vision. We love your whole face. See us at deltadentaltn.com.
You're seeing the signs too, right?
What signs? Please join me in welcoming to the stage Ben Utecht.
I just want everybody to see the difference in size between an NFL player and an average human being. Jeff, thank you so much. Thanks for everything that you do. Awesome. How y'all doing this morning? Good? Man, I'm so excited to be home. Why do I say home? Because we lived in Franklin, Tennessee for 3 years, and I miss it. I can't wait to come back to Franklin, Tennessee someday. It's in our life plan, so really looking forward to that. Thank you so much to Delta Dental, and thank you, Samaritan's Feet, for making the connection here. It's so awesome what you guys are doing, and it's incredible to see what we're doing with the Special Olympics. So
Hi, welcome back to Community Checkup, and we are here so delighted to have Ben Utecht join us.
Guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be back in Nashville, where I used to live actually for a few years. So.
No kidding. For those who may not be familiar with Ben, a former football player, played for the Colts, and then now a singer, American singer here in the area, and author.
Yes, I know it's a bit strange. You know, I love surprising people though, right? Because they hear the singing Super Bowler, and they automatically lower the bar. So I just have to hold a tune, and then they're like, "Oh, he can actually sing." So.
So I read that you had serenaded Muhammad Ali.
I did. Listen, I've had so many cool experiences on a microphone, and that was probably at the top of the list. You know, I got asked to sing to him at a 60th birthday party, and it's on YouTube. You can check it out. But it was pretty surreal because he's sitting 2 tables in front of me, and I rewrote the 3rd verse to reflect his fight against Joe Frazier. And so halfway through the verse, like, he picks up his hand and starts reaching out to me while I'm singing it. I'm just like, this is unbelievable. And Andre Agassi is here, and all these like incredible athletes. So it was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
Well, and you're a pretty cool athlete yourself.
Thank you.
So, Super Bowl champ, 2007.
Yes.
Of course, we're here in Tennessee, and we would be remiss to mention who your quarterback was.
Peyton Manning, Mr. Tennessee himself. Yeah, I mean, you can't ask to, play alongside of such a great athlete, like a true professional, both on and off the field. And he's the kind of human and athlete that just elevates the talent around him. Which is such a blessing.
You continue to give back. How are you doing that, Ben?
Well, it started with philanthropy in brain health. My career ended due to concussion, and so moving back to my home state of Minnesota, I became the national spokesperson for the American Academy of Neurology, which is the largest association of neurologists in the world, and then worked with the NFL Players Association to create awareness around the importance of your brain. To who you are as a person, and so that was one of the main philanthropic lanes that I got into, and now getting into actually foot wellness with a new company launch that I launched about 6 months ago, who's been working a lot with Samaritan's Feet, who's doing incredible things by providing shoes to so many communities around the world that can't afford them, that have never actually had shoes before. So, trying to do as much as we can in the community.
Last year we had Manny Ohome on the program, and you have a relationship with Manny as well, right?
Yeah, I had a chance to learn what Samaritan's Feet was doing all over the world, and I think this year giving away their 11 millionth pair of shoe, and had a chance to meet Manny, and being in a position now where we have the ability to partner with them and provide some antibacterial wellness, foot wellness, products that support what they do. And so right away it was just a strong connection. And so when he introduced me to City Current and to Delta Dental and all the wonderful things that you're doing in partnership with this community, it was just an exciting opportunity that I couldn't pass up.
That's awesome.
I have to ask, because you give so much to others, what do you get back? Like when you meet with either these kids or, you're talking to these groups, what are you getting back?
Every the human soul in a unique way. When I started working in the brain kind of philanthropy lane, you don't really realize how significant the impact is on the caretakers, on the family members. When you start talking to the neurologists and you learn that, they're one of the highest burnout rates in physicians, and you ask the question why, and they say, well, imagine having a job where you have to give bad news every single day of your career. When you have a chance to wash the feet of a child for the first time who has never put a pair of shoes on because they've come out of extreme poverty, and you get to not only give them a new pair of shoes but provide a service to them that is making them feel like they're full of purpose and significance, right? And they come to life, right? And there's tears and there's smiles. I mean, every single one of these ways of giving back has such a powerful intrinsic value to the human condition, right? And that's what it's really all about. I mean, we do what we do. We should be doing what we're doing so that we can make a transformational impact on people. And that's really what drives me, to do what I'm doing today, which is to help companies develop championship culture and to bring significance and value to the people that come to work every day for their organizations.
Mm-hmm. Does your family do this with you? I know your wife is a former Miss Minnesota.
My wife is a former Miss Min. Yeah.
And you have children as well.
Yes, yeah, we are a very missional family, and just this last week they were out working on a local farm in Minnesota and helping clean up the property and to spend time with some kids and work with some animals. So we're trying to teach them the importance of service and serving people, right? Because it builds humility and selflessness and these wonderful beliefs and values that hopefully help them mature into strong, independent women. I have 4 daughters, right? So yeah, it's my wife calls our house like the beautiful chaos. It's just it's amazing. And so we're trying to just teach them everything that we can about.
How old are your daughters?
16, identical twins who were born in Franklin.
Oh.
At 14 and then 9. Yeah, so busy.
Keep you on your toes for sure.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Beautiful chaos.
Beautiful chaos, yeah. Yeah, I always tell people I've learned more about myself as a man being surrounded by these incredible women, because you have to be willing to go deep. Right? Because everything that's happening in their lives has a unique emotional connection. And the only way you can discover what that is by asking questions and practicing patience and listening well, right? And so it's through that course that I've really, I've had to challenge myself, as, not only a leader in business, but a leader at home, to how can I improve, as a man? And so it's been awesome.
That's great.
It's been great.
So I know, going back to your playing days, Tony Dungy gave you a special award recognizing your leadership. And you actually got back together with him for your new book.
I did. Thanks for asking that question. He created an award called the Uncommon Leader Award, given to those who have shown exceptional leadership both on and off the field. And just the year before I was given the award, Peyton Manning was given the award. And so when Tony called me and shared that he and his wife Lauren had prayed about it, and they felt like that this was I was the person for this year, I just was like, my first thing out of my mouth was like, Coach, I'm not Peyton Manning. Well, honestly, because you've got guys like him that make it to the top, 0.01% of their profession. And it's so easy to kind of, displace yourself, but he jumped right in and said, that's not what the award is about. It's really about, finding those individuals that understood, the importance of practicing in integrity and character and applying it to every aspect of your life. And so that was really special. And so when I wrote this book, a lot of this book really highlights what Tony did in Indianapolis to build a world championship culture. And when I shared with him that I was going to be releasing this, he offered to write the preface, which was so special. So the first few pages in here are his words and very meaningful.
Is there a chapter in the book that we really need to hone in on and pay attention to for those who are picking up?
Oh my gosh, there's so much in there. I think what's disruptive about the book, when you think about it through the HR lens, is every company in the world does mission, vision, values. Even though organizational psychology tells us that every culture comes out of the espoused beliefs, assumptions, and artifacts of the community, not values. Values come out of the non-negotiable beliefs of the leadership of an organization. And in those beliefs is where you can actually build a game plan, an objective system that you can practice so that you're developing your people to be a reflection of those value principles. And that's what Tony did. His whole belief was if you build better men, you get better football players. And that was pretty radical, right? In an industry that always wants to break you down and then put you back together and kind of demand conformity. Whereas Dungy's approach was a transformational approach through the power of non-negotiable beliefs in order to reflect the values. So really, really cool. Yeah.
It's awesome. I honestly cannot wait to read it.
Oh, I can't wait for it. And my dad, and my dad wrote the afterword.
Really?
Yeah. So it's when he sent it to me, I was downstairs with my wife and I was reading. I just lost it. Just puddles.
And we have to say you're number 2 on Amazon, correct, with your book?
I was number 2 for like 3 or 4 days, and then Bill Belichick and. Well, we don't have to go there. We don't have to go there.
It's a conversation for another. No.
Oh, but I'm very excited to read this because here at Delta Dental of Tennessee, our mission is ensuring healthy smiles. We spell it with an E, not an I.
Yes.
Because yes, we have insurance products, but we want to make sure we're doing the right thing to make everybody smile and make that smile a healthy smile. And that really trickles down. We have 3 core values because we feel everybody can remember 3.
100%.
And when those are those things driving you,
yes,
and really driving the decisions that you make when you have to make a decision on behalf of the company, it drives everything.
Well, and just to complement Delta Dental, culture has stages of influence, and it starts internally with your team, and then when you start to do it well, it then has an impact on all of your clients. And then the last stage is the community. And so even as I was being asked to come and share at the event tomorrow, and I asked, well, who's the hosting partner? And they said Delta Dental. And I said, I know exactly who Delta Dental is. And that was from 2011 when I was living in Franklin. So it just goes to show that what you guys are doing is having the intended impact that you want it to have.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, and thank you so much for your time. Did we miss anything that we want to make sure that people hear and understand, Ben?
Gosh, my main passion now is to really just try to inspire people to look at culture through an objective lens, right? I get asked all the time in business, well, what do we do? Right? Everybody talks about it, but what do we do? And I think if you just pause and try and simplify it back to the value principles you've chosen, the simple question is, how do we actually create a system that we can practice so that we can develop our people towards our value principles, right? And it doesn't have to be more complex than that.
And that is for businesses, for organizations. Could that trickle down to a school system, to classrooms?
100%, yeah. Future iterations of this will be, the marriage creed, the family creed, right? A creed is a set of beliefs that guide the behaviors and actions of people. Mm-hmm. And so it is a book that focuses on how to do this in business operationally, but it also can be replicated in life, in business, in schools, because as humans, it's one of the things that connects all of us. When you're talking about the things that you care the most about, you use the word believe, right? Well, I believe that, or I believe this. So we're all connected by belief that drives our behaviors towards reaching our potential.
That's awesome.
That is. Thank you, Ben, so
thank
much
you.
for giving us your time for sitting down with us.
Of course.
Stick with us here at Community Checkup. Ben Utecht, we just, again, cannot thank you enough. The book that you can pick up on Amazon, The Power of Belief. We'll be right back.
If you stop and pause and you think about your teachers, your coaches, your parents, your grandparents, your friends, I'm sure you can think of non-negotiable beliefs and values that have driven you towards being successful in your careers, right? Belief is universal, and it's something that connects every single one of us in the room. And when we find alignment on that belief, there's nothing that we can't accomplish, especially building the foundation of a successful culture. And it all comes down to purpose. And so the commission for you is, can you be the champion for your culture? Can you not just talk about it, but actually see it as a product, as a tool that is going to have a huge impact internally, client-facing, and ultimately in the community to transform lives and to also make your business successful. So go out, choose to be a champion for your culture. Thank you guys so much for giving me the opportunity to speak.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Java, come see us at the Omni Nashville.
Thanks so much for joining us here for Community Checkup. Always a fun time. Missy, what else are you guys working on?
Well, in June we have Smile Power Week, so we'll be going out throughout the community. The important story that we're trying to push this year with Smile Power Week is DIY dentistry and how dangerous that is. We're hearing stories of teenagers who are trying to do braces on themselves.
What?
Or have friends do braces, and the problem is that it's uprooting the teeth, and there's nothing a dentist can do except pull those teeth and do dentures, and we're talking about teenagers. So we really want to get that story out to teens and their parents. There's some other things too, some stories of, when people are desperate for pain relief, and they'll pull their own teeth just to get rid of the pain. And there are resources available, and that's what we want to do. We want to promote those resources so that people are familiar with those. In Middle Tennessee, we have Interfaith Dental Clinic and Neighborhood Health, and those are on sliding fee scales, so they're affordable options, and just really encourage people, see a dentist. Don't try to do these things for yourselves at home.
That is great to hear. Where can we find that information if someone's looking for that?
It is on our website, deltadentaltn.com. Again, that's deltadentaltn, like Tennessee.com.
Fantastic. Missy, always a pleasure. And this is so much fun. You guys are so much fun, but you're going to have to wait one more month before you see another episode of Community Checkup. We'll see you right back here next time.